Hey there, horror fans. Tonight, we're diving into Bruce's top picks for Christmas horror flicks. Before we get started, don't forget to smash that like button. Share this video and drop a comment with your favorite Yuletide terror. If you don't, Krampus might just pay you a visit. All right, let's kick things off, shall we?
Hey folks, welcome back. Today we are talking about Christmas horror stories. I have made a list of my 10 most favorite Christmas horror stories. A lot of people are like, oh, Christmas movies, they want to watch It's a Wonderful Life. They want to watch Christmas Vacation. They want to watch, Miracle on 34th Street. And they're all good movies. I love those kind of movies too. But Christmas horror movies, I watch horror movies all year long because I'm weird. And a lot of my friends do too. So I actually posted on Facebook, Best Christmas Movie and Go. And everybody listed all the traditional ones, down to Christmas Story and Christmas Carol and Scrooged and all the other ones. A lot of good ones. But I was disappointed to see only one of my friends typed in one horror movie. Out of all of them, there's like 40 answers. Only one person put in a horror movie. And I was like, So originally this video was going to be about my favorite just all-time Christmas movies, which would probably be a tie between Christmas Vacation and A Christmas Story. If you can see, I'm wearing my Christmas Vacation shirt tonight. But anyway, we're going to talk about my top 10 favorite Christmas horror movies. And maybe you know them, maybe you don't. I don't know. They're all over the place. I'm going to not give spoilers on any of them in case you haven't seen them. But maybe you take my recommendation. Check it out when you're bored. Because I watch a lot of movies. I get bored a lot. Actually, when I'm in my shop, I watch movies all the time. So anyway, let's get started. Like I said, these are in no particular order. In fact, I think I will save my favorite for last. I'll have one favorite, and I'm just going to read the rest of them. I got 10 of them right here in front of me. Okay, let's start with the first one. Black Christmas, 1974. Had Olivia Hussey in it and Margot Kidder. You'd think, 1974, I'm not going to watch a movie from that. I think you should, because it was kind of one of the original splatter movies before. Well, you should just watch it. It was good. It was good. The phone calls were frightening. I'm not going to spoil it for you. It was just for 1974, it was a really powerful horror movie. Really was. In fact, they remade it in 2006, I think. So that's also another one on my list is Black Christmas 2006, which, like I said, they remade it in 2006. A little bit different story, but you could tell it was the same. You could tell it was a remake. They redid it, make it a little more modern. They're both very good. So that's 2. Number 3, I'm going to say Christmas Evil, 1980. That's a guy named Harry just goes nuts and becomes Santa Claus and turns into a psycho killer. Check that one out. Like I said, no spoilers. You can see that in the previews. You know the funny thing about Christmas horror movies, though? Halloween has all the best horror movies. I mean, you got Jason, you got Freddy, you got Michael Myers, you got Chucky, you got numerous serial killers, splatter movies, stuff like that. Christmas, there's not much to do. You can get an evil elf in there once in a while, but mostly it's Santa going crazy. That's what most of those movies are about, or the Krampus movies, which goes on in my next movie. I want to talk about the Krampus movie from 2015. The reason I'm not going to spoil it, it's definitely worth a watch. That Krampus character that they developed with the special effects and everything like that, which from what I understand was not CGI, was probably the closest thing I imagined to Krampus when I was a little kid. That's why I like that movie so much. So that's definitely on the list. Speaking of Krampus, I was going to tell you the next movie, but the next movie is actually the one that's my favorite, so I got to wait till the end. Better Watch Out, 2016. Good movie. I can't really say much about it. Just that's one of those movies, don't watch the trailer, because the trailer actually spoiled that one. So don't watch the trailer. Just if you've never seen it, dive into Better Watch Out 2016. So moving on, we're going to go back to 2005 with Santa's Sleigh. And that starred Goldberg. If you know who Goldberg was, he was a wrestler. I think he's retired now. He should be retired. But yeah, he was in Santa's Sleigh, where he played another psychotic Santa Claus going around killing people and had a really good backstory. Like I said, no spoilers. I mean, the theme's obviously Christmas horror. It's going to be something crazy. But yeah, he plays Santa Claus, a rogue Santa Claus, let's say. And the storyline on that is actually quite interesting. That's why I like it so much. Okay, now we get into Silent Night, Deadly Night from 1984. That's this another Psycho Santa, big surprise. But the way they did it is when this little kid, Billy, found out that there was no Santa, it kind of traumatized him. He spent his whole life trying to be Santa Claus around Christmas, and then he just eventually snapped, and it's the story of that. That's no big secret, no spoilers there. The funny thing is in 2012, they kind of did a remake. I think it was more of a nod to the original Silent Night, Deadly Night from 1984. And yeah, it was 2012. It was just called Silent Night. But if you watch it, if you've seen the first one and you watch the second one, you can see a few scenes that just seem to be just a nod to the first movie. Oh, and Malcolm McDowell is in that movie too, which I really like Malcolm McDowell for some reason. I've always liked his acting. I think he's just a great villain. He was in a lot of stuff. He played after Donna Pleasance passed away, of course, but in the Rob Zombie remakes of Halloween, he played the Doctor. So I'm sure once you see his face, you'll know exactly who he is.
Turd tickets is another name for toilet paper. If you heard this, leave it in the comments. I'm curious who will.
Okay, what do we got left? This year, 2024, is making my list. Terrifier 3, which was originally Halloween-y, but they changed it for Terrifier 3. And if you haven't seen it yet, I'm not going to spoil it for you. The actor that played Art the Clown, David Howard Thornton, also played in another movie that I just reviewed, The Mean One. Now, I'm not putting The Mean One on the list. I did enjoy it, but I'm not putting it on the list. If you want to check out The Mean One, check out The Mean One. But David Howard Thornton played Art the Clown, and he played the Grinch, which we can't call him the Grinch. We called him The Mean One. I don't know what they were trying to do there. But Terrifier 3 is just literally bloody disgusting. It is the best splatter movie I have seen in years. I mean, it's like they brought the 80s back whenever they just didn't care and they were ripping people's throats out. I don't even have violent tendencies, but I love splatter movies. What can I say? So if you haven't heard about Terrifier 3, you should check it out. Watch the first couple ones too. It's funny because when the Terrifier movies first started coming out, I was like, what are we watching here? What is this? It grew on me after a while. And now I like Terrifier 3. And the Terrifier 2 was good too. Terrifier, and the first couple ones, it was just like, okay, what is this? But yeah, Terrifier 3, I'm sold on it. That leads me down to my favorite one. Let's make sure I didn't miss anything. My wife wrote on the bottom page here, Howard the Duck. I don't know why, but that's funny. My favorite Christmas movie that's in the horror genre, not just Christmas. My favorite Christmas movie is not in the horror genre, believe it or not. It's obviously The Griswolds. Christmas Horror Story from 2015. Now, if you haven't had a chance to see that yet, you should watch it. We were talking about Krampus earlier. It has the best Krampus in comparison to the actual Krampus movie that we talked about earlier. It is funny because William Shatner plays a DJ and kind of sort of narrates the whole thing. And of course, it's a Psycho Santa movie. So I'm going to tell you, if you haven't heard of it, I mean, I'm sure you've heard of it. It's been all over the place. But Christmas Horror Story is just, it's my favorite Christmas horror movie. In fact, I might watch it when I'm done making this video. It's just funny to me. So that's my picks for the top 10 Christmas horror movies for this year and what I like to watch. Leave in the comments if you have other movies to suggest, because I've got a lot of time on my hands down here in the shop. I love watching movies. Suggest a movie. If I haven't seen it, I'll give it a chance. Maybe I'll review it. Yes, I have no problem reviewing a 30-year-old movie if it's good, especially if I haven't seen it. So, all right, you guys take care. I will see you next time. Gonna have to do a shear the beard coming up. Gonna have to shave this puppy off. Yeah, I finished my first week, my new job, and I decided I kind of want to stay. I like it. And cooking again. Not really full-blown chef, just cooking, but I'm okay with it because I'm retired part-time. It's only part-time, and I'm cool with that. I'm going to see where that goes, but I got to shave this beard off because in good conscience, I can't cook people's food looking like this. I have a problem with it when I'm a customer, so I can't be a hypocrite about it. You know what I mean? Leave your thoughts in the comments. I will catch you next time, and who knows what I'm going to talk about. Until then, bye. Take it easy.
Check out some of Bruce's movie picks for the holidays. Scare your friends and relatives. That way, they will never ask you to cook Christmas dinner ever again. I'm just kidding, of course, but leave some kidney beans on the living room floor, then tell the children it's reindeer shit. Follow me for more passive-aggressive ideas. Thanks for watching. Did you like and share? I didn't think so. LOL.